Are we live? I think we might be live, guys. I'm pretty sure, because it has red and it says live. Hello.
Are we live?
Yeah, good luck. You're on your own.
Thanks, babe.
Good luck.
Okay, so Mom said, let's just go on and go live. Sure, why not? So,
It's blank. Nothing's
it
happening.
has to load.
Oh.
Oh, and the boys are on the computer, so that's not going to help our matters here.
Oh no.
Well, we'll see how this goes. So, if you have questions for Mom, pop in. Let us
Just
know
say
what
hi.
they are. Darren!
So, hi,
See,
Darren.
we came on
Yes.
the time so that you
Could be awake while you're listening
awake.
to us.
Karen, hello! And Tasha and Trina and Brooke. I just always feel like romper room when I'm
I
saying
know,
this.
I know.
Natural lighting. Actually, we don't. We
Hi,
have the
Tasha.
big lights
Trina.
on, believe it or not. And yes, so Mom is here. If you have,
Hi, Kathy, Karen.
let's make this a call-in show. Except you just type your question. Okay.
Yeah, type your question in.
So type your question in,
Or
and
just
we
say
will
hi or
answer
say
it.
something to us.
I have a cold, so I'm not sucking on cough drops to be rude, but Dining on a Dime Cookbook. Click here. It's in the description. We are the authors of it. 1,200 recipes and tips on how to get out of, not how to get out of debt, how to save
Hi,
on
Tasha.
your grocery bill. So,
Hey, Penny.
Penny, are you off work? Did you get your Did you get your plumbing fixed? I think you should post your post on their Facebook account, or I'll share it. What they did to you was wrong. When I was at Penny's house, her sewer backed up, and she had it snaked. And now it's backed up again, and they're not honoring their guarantee.
Oh, now see, I just had mine done, and it backed up my toilet when they did it.
90-day guarantee. They should honor that.
Yeah, yeah. You need to holler at them. Oh, I missed what. Let's see,
So,
Ashley. Hi, Ashley. I'm missing some of you.
Thank you, Tasha. Tasha agrees with me, Penny. You get those plumbers called, and you
Yeah.
share it on social media.
That's why they have it, because you can have times where they don't do it quite right. You know, they get it in there, and
They don't get it all.
yeah, and
And
for
that
the
guy-
price you have to pay,
Yeah.
you should get it done, the job done right.
That guy was not prepared for the first time anyway, because he didn't have his camera, which he should have done that at the time. So
Yes, Darren, it will help them unbelievably.
okay, Darren.
Oh my, you can't even imagine how much it's going to help them.
Let me get my soapbox. What you are hearing is not true over there. It is actually a very good thing, and it is going to actually save us thousands of
Yeah.
dollars in taxes that the former administration piled on top of us. So we are very happy.
Well, they were paying
Very happy.
30%, I think. Wasn't that what it was? About
Yeah.
30% of their income was taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine if you had to take your income and cut it by 30%, and now they don't have to do
Yeah.
that? So
Not including all the healthcare stuff. It's ridiculous.
I
so
guess.
I'm eating, guys, because I'm talking and I have a cold. All right, so
the top. Or?
we have Debbie. How do I get my husband to stop treating me like a doormat? Been married 23 years. Oh boy. Well, first of all, I would suggest you go in for counseling
Yeah,
because you are enabling him to do it.
without realizing it, it's a two-way street, really, and your personality or the way you were raised or something, there's a way to stop them from doing that, but your personality, there's something not clicking. That doesn't sound even right. That's not what I mean. But I mean, you need to go into counseling.
There
There's
are
a way
things
to
you're
stand up
doing.
for yourself without being mean and cruel and tacky. You can do it, and you need to get self-respect for yourself.
I would read the
And-
Boundaries in Marriage book. That is very helpful. Go get it. It's by Cloud and Townsend, The Boundaries in Marriage. But
Are we up here?
you let him know how you want to be treated. You know,
But
like
you don't have to do it in a harsh way. It doesn't mean you go in there like, I'm woman, hear me roar type of thing. That's totally backfires, you know.
Yeah,
You have to have self-respect for yourself.
And it's things like, let's say, I don't know what kinds of things he does, but let's say you guys are in the living room watching TV and you've had a long day and he expects you to go make him a sandwich for the TV show. You can say, no, I'm not going to make that sandwich. I'm tired. I've had a long day myself. Also, you can go make your own sandwich.
Although you can say it in a kind way. Say, no, I'm tired. You know, I'm not able to. Think of a kind way to say it. You don't want to be too. You can be firm without being mean. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and a counselor can help you do that.
And
and the boundaries,
that's why we say go to counseling, because they can teach you how to do those methods.
And the boundaries in marriage.
Cat lover.
The Boundaries in Marriage book by Cloud Townsend. That's a really good one, and that can help you. Penny, yes, you're right. He didn't even pull anything out of the sewer. You are correct. I would really pursue that because they are wrong for not honoring their 90-day guarantee. You want me to call him? I'll call him.
Thank you, Anne. I will have a safe trip. I'm going to be here for a few more days, though. So.
Oh, Cat Lovers on Facebook. Hello, Patty. Well, that's weird. Is that the same Patty?
It is the same Patty.
I thought she spelled her name with an I. Huh.
I think
I don't
so.
know. So we are just asking, or we are just answering your questions today, guys. So if you have something you want to ask Mom while she's here, then you can't. Nobody has any questions.
They don't.
Bye, Penny. All these people want to talk to you, and no one has anything to say. Do you guys have anything to say to Mom?
Nope. Nothing.
Well, that's boring. So we just spent 2 hours filming the next in the Penny Pension series, Penny Pension Mama series, and I didn't hit record.
We didn't tape any of it. We just spent all. That's why we're kind of popping on here. We're so exhausted from doing that.
So mad at myself.
Yeah. You know, Rachel, a lot of these things is, oh, hi, Joanne. Hi. I just got another chocolate out of my box of chocolates. That's why I'm feeling good. Oh, yeah, I just see your question now asking. I hadn't seen that part. Yes. As a matter of fact, they weren't eating the caramel and chocolate. I'm thinking, what's wrong with these people? So I went ahead and took care of it for them and ate the rest of the chocolate. But
Rachel's husband does not let her explain.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. You know, it's hard for us to get into a lot of detail on stuff like that because usually when things like that is going on, there's a whole lot of different things involved that you need to. Even counseling several different sessions takes a long time to get these things taken care of. Bottom line is, if you love each other, truly love each other, your husband will be willing to go into counseling. You'll want to work at it, or you'll be willing to learn a way to talk to each other. If that's not happening, that there's something seriously wrong with the core of the relationship. Mm-hmm. It's not just a matter, how do I fix him, let me explain things. You need to fix more than that. There's something wrong with the core of the relationship when these little things like that start popping out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so it's deeper stuff to be fixed than that. And so that's why.
Yeah, Lorena, more apron giveaways. Well, we were waiting until we hit 75,000 on YouTube, but since we stopped doing so much on YouTube, I don't know. We need some sort of anniversary celebration, something. I don't know.
Hi, Tord.
Hello. Let's see. Someone said, how long did it take you to write the cookbook? So it took Dime cookbook right here, guys, 2 years to write it. And we are going to have the 20th anniversary in 2019. It will have been 20 years.
You know,
and
people don't realize it took a long time to do this. You think you just write up a bunch of recipes and put them together, but we had to, besides just putting the recipes in, we had to gather up stories. We had to get them in certain orders. You know, you had to put all the breads together. And what do? Do you put the bread chapter first and then the main dishes? So there is even just to figure out the colors for the thing. We spent, how long on some of the covers just trying to get the wording, the colors to put on the covers. So this stuff all takes a long time.
Yeah, but it took me 2 years to actually write it.
What's your
best money-saving advice? Don't spend money you don't have.
Yeah.
Stop using the credit cards.
I was
talking to my folks
last night. People don't realize that it used to be that you would save up money to go buy a car, or you'd save up money to get a new stove.
It'd take you a year to save up
Yeah,
for a
and
TV.
it was just an automatic thing. You knew you had to do that. But now people just take the credit card and or take out a loan and go do it. You've got to totally change your thinking, and you just don't spend the money. It's that simple.
You know, if you can't afford a new car, you buy a $500 clunker until you can save up the cash to pay for it. We do not never, ever have we ever gotten a car loan. Ever.
Well, and another thing, I was watching a Frugal YouTuber yesterday, and she said, yeah, she's all on saving money and that, but she says they go out, I think, twice a week or 3 times a week, at least twice a week. She said, because I'm just at the end of the week, I'm tired, and I feel like I fixed meals all week long, and I deserve to go out to eat. You know, I deserve a lot of stuff too, but I don't have the money to do that. So if you don't have the money to do it, just because you think you deserve it, you know, you got to get out of that mentality.
You don't deserve anything. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, you really don't.
You know, you got to get out of that mentality.
Joy, will you be writing any more books in the future, and what will the subject be? So we have a Dining on a Dime 2 that has been written for 15 years that we've been trying to get proofread and all that, and I don't know. We're trying to get it out next year, but we'll see. Tommy, can you use homemade detergent in front load washer? Yes, and it's actually a very good detergent because it doesn't suds a lot. So that's really cleans, but it doesn't suds.
And
so,
I'm from Wichita. I'm from Wichita.
So Laurel, we're gonna do the penny pension tomorrow. We're gonna try and get that filmed.
Was it Tommy that asked where I was from? Where are you? Are you at, Tommy? What area?
How are we doing today, Linda? Good. Thank you.
Yeah, we are. We're just disappointed recording all morning long and then not having it record.
Nancy, fibro related. The neuropathy on my feet plus now broken toe is different kinds of pain. Can get a handle on it. How can I get it to settle down? You know, I take Sentimental and Mom takes Sentimental for Centiol, I think, for neuropathy. I massage my legs with, I have a new hand massager that's, you know, it's just a percussion massager.
Is that for muscle though?
Yeah.
See, mine for my neuropathy, they have some kind of a ultraviolet, I think, light or something that I do on my feet for neuropathy. It was kind of expensive, but it was cheaper to do that than to go into physical therapy twice a week. But I don't know the name of it. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
no.
really don't.
Okay, I gotta take this real quick.
I don't know how to scroll this down. Can I do this?
Hello.
My son.
Yes.
You know, Gail, Gail says that her son is an atheist and has been praying for him for years. Any advice? I had to learn as a mom of adult children and now adult grandchildren is I don't think we realize how much prayer really helps. And we don't see things happening, and so we think that it's not doing anything. And I had to learn 2 things, that when I pray, I actually accept and believe that God's going to answer that prayer. If it's His will, it's going to happen. And it's not His will for anybody to be an atheist. The other thing I had to learn is, do you know God loves your kids more than you do? I know you find that sometimes as an adult parent hard to understand, but He really does. And when I finally got in my mind, He loves that child. Like BJ's going overseas, you know, I could just panic over him doing flying and all the different things, but I realized God loves him so much more, and it frustrates me because I can't protect him or do for him, but God's going to take care of him. And I realized that I've got to take my hands away, not stop praying, but take away the physical part of trying to force him to believe in God, things like that, and allow God to work in his life, pray for God to bring people into his life to touch his heart and that type of thing. So it's hard. I know it's hard. But when you calm down and you totally believe that God's going to answer your prayer, that's when things, and you may never see it. You may die and go to heaven and not see it happen, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen, that God's not going to do it. So let's see. Since no one has anyone different subject, how long do you put your roast in the oven for at 250? Tara put one in this morning. I think she put it in about 9 o'clock, and it'll probably be ready about 5 or 6 this evening for her to eat. So how many hours is that? From 9 to 5 o'clock, 5 or 6 in the evening. Let's see. Any more questions? Hi, Susan. I don't know how to move this computer. Oh, Stormy, you're getting snow? Oh my word. Is this the new cookbook coming out? The new cookbook coming out, this one that we're showing today isn't, but we're working on Dining 2. And we've got actually all the recipes gathered and everything, but it's once again, you know how I said we have to figure out what orders. Is there somebody behind me? Yes. Who is behind me that needs attention and love? The handsome one? I got the best looking grandkids, don't I? And he even shared a Pringles with Nan this morning, so Nan thinks he needs an extra can or so of Pringles for sharing, don't you guys? So, hi Patty. Hi Bonnie. Let's see, I love it. So, still great classic. Oh, thank you, Joanne. Cannot see. I don't know if we're on YouTube. We may not be on YouTube is why you can't see us on there. I'm sorry, guys. I got my glasses on that I can't see far away or close up. Proud to be. Julie, that is good that you are credit card free. It makes such a difference in a person's life for being totally credit card free. Saw you, boy. So it does make a difference. Yeah, Bonnie, it's a whole different mindset in money. People used to save and save and save for years just to get what we consider an average day appliance and things like that. And kids don't have that mindset. It's like instant gratification. We need to have everything. Kids will get married now and they'll have the same type of house and appliances and furniture that their parents had, that took their parents years and years to save up for and get. Talk to your daughter about saving money because you're getting ready to go to the mall. Oh my, stay away from the mall. That's, you know, I don't go to malls anymore. I haven't been to a mall for probably 25, 30 years because if I don't have the money to spend, I'm not going to torture myself by going, you know, shopping or anything. Let's see. Oh, no wonder I can't see. The light wasn't right. Let's see. We don't eat out very often at all. Tasha, as far as you deserve to be debt-free. Yeah, that's true. And we've got a weird mindset of what we deserve that's good for us. A lot of the stuff we think we deserve is not good for us. What can I use to get stains off of kitchen walls? Oh, Stormy, it depends on what kind of a stain it is. I use Clorox. If it's, I love using, just use a small amount. If you're smelling it and it's too strong, it's because you're using too much Clorox. But I would try that first of all, and don't scrub too hard. Let's see, you ordered our book. It goes by media mail, so it'll probably take it at least a week. If it hasn't got there in 2 weeks, let us know on that. Debbie, you says, husband spends a lot of money on honey trips, but I can't go anywhere. He bought home 2 beagles and now is bringing the kids again. I'm losing my mind. I can't even think anymore. Once again, there's a problem in the marriage. It's not the spending of the money. If he's doing that, there's a problem in the relationship, you know, and it's coming out. If your husband truly loves you, you want the spouse to have just as much as what you have. If you truly love each other, you bend over backwards, helping each other or trying to, you know, do what's best for the other person. So it all boils down to a core problem in the relationship. Again, I know I sound like a broken record, but really that's what the bottom line. And people are looking at the symptoms of the illness, like not letting you spend money or not treating you with respect, instead of looking at what the illness is. And they're trying to treat the symptoms, and you got to treat the real illness.
Yeah. Tasha, have you tried 5-HTP? Yes. Tried it. Didn't do anything for me. Bonnie, happened at our wedding. They did not turn the camera on. Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh. That happened at our wedding. We didn't have a camera, but we were going to tape the whole thing. and it didn't get turned on. I just
Kay
hated it.
says acupuncture helps her neuropathy. It did not help me. It just made me worse.
It didn't help me.
I know with chronic fatigue syndrome, you're down a lot. Do you guys read books for entertainment? If so, what kind? And what books do you read? Yes, we do, Robin.
Suzanne, I think we're only on Facebook at the moment.
Yes.
So
we read Grace Livingston Hill, Jeanette Oakes. We read the inspirational Harlequins, not the sleazy ones.
Not the sleazy
just
ones.
the
I like
inspirational ones.
really old ones that are more like Cinderella type stories.
Yes, Suzanne, we know we're not on YouTube. We are only on Facebook. Let's see. Mike's computer is the one that runs both, and we don't have that here right now because he's working. Yay, get him to work. Okay.
Yes, that's true, Lori. You know, your kids, God sent those kids to you because he wanted them to have the best, and he, for a reason, he figured you were the best parent for them, and he's going to take care of them just as much because he wanted them to have the best.
Our favorite cheap meals.
Favorite cheap meals.
We eat fajitas, we eat tacos, we eat beef stroganoff. All of these are in dining on a dime.
Spaghetti's a really cheap one for me.
Super ultra cheap is spaghetti, but I make all those for $5 or less.
Yeah.
All for $5 or less.
You know, we've got a lot of really cheap meals.
Hamburger casserole, cheese enchiladas,
Pizza's cheap if you make the, you know, when you do the dough and stuff
maple
like
glazed
that.
chicken, made rights. A roast is usually really cheap, actually, because you can get several meals out of a roast.
That's one thing to take into account, that if you can get a whole lot of it out of a piece of meat, you see a roast that says like it's $10, but if you can get like 3 to 4 meals out of it for your family, that's not a bad buy, really.
No.
You know, now chicken would be maybe a little bit cheaper because I can get a lot out of that, but
Karen, an 11 to 12 pound turkey, can you do the slow cooking? Yes, you can early in the morning, and it'd probably take about 8 to 10 hours, somewhere around there.
yeah, or you could do it overnight too if you wanted to.
She loves my display. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you. These are all my grandmother's and my great-grandmother's implements, and then one viewer sent me all these cute little, aren't those cute? Those cute little whisk and everything. One of our viewers sent me that. You have lovely grandchildren. Thank you. Thank you, Jordan. They get it from their mother.
Hi,
What?
Brenda.
Oh, no, Rosalie. What do you think of leasing a car? Run! Do not lease a car. It is the biggest waste of money you will ever have. Never, ever, ever, never, 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 never lease a car. Ever.
What if I said you should lease a car?
I don't think...
What if we just read about something on this show? What would we do?
I'm right.
But I'm your mother.
But I'm right. Leasing a car is a huge waste of money. You've put out all this money to the car company and you have no car in the end. So really, there's not any circumstances that I can think that it would be worth leasing a car for.
Yeah, no.
Pay cash for a cheap one, and you'll be much better.
Thank you, Stormy. That is so sweet. She told me how beautiful I am.
You get it from me.
I love to rub it into my children because they're always telling me I look old.
No, Christina, we are not on YouTube. Sorry, guys. We're only on Facebook. Mike's computer runs the dual stream, and he's at work. He works at the library, not for the library, but he works for Living on a Dime at the library so he can get some work done. Joy, Jill and Tara, is the new book that might be coming out next year just an update, basically the same? No, it's a whole new book. Whole new
all new recipes, all new everything. Totally new.
Yep, all totally, yeah.
Yeah.
Tasha, we still don't have a fancy house. We live in a century-old farmhouse. I'm satisfied with it. We are cool in the summer and warm in the winter, and we have a roof over our heads. Yeah.
You know, I know I sound like a broken record, but not having the debt changed my whole life. Changed my whole life.
Yeah.
I can't even describe it. And I think anybody else on here that's had the same experience will say, it's like this big heaviness is lifted off of you. It changes how you look at things, your way of thinking. Mm-hmm. You know, it goes way beyond just having enough money. Yeah,
Maureen, kids think today that they have to have everything. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Do we guys have snow? We have it on the ground, but we haven't had it since the day before Christmas. Suzanne, my husband is a truck driver and it costs $300 to $400 for running money per month. Are you talking about just spending money, like on Cokes and stuff? Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Red is your color, Mother. Just one more. Gail says, I don't like my in-laws, but I feel guilty about it. Okay, I didn't like mine either, but I didn't feel guilty about it.
Well,
I mean, you need to be nice and respectful to them.
yes.
But you don't need to be treated like a doormat.
God doesn't expect us to really like everybody. We're supposed to kind of love everybody, but not like everybody. And you got to be careful of guilt. Because if you're not doing anything really, Satan loves to use guilt to drag us down. There's a difference between guilt and conviction. And you have to learn the difference, because guilt comes from Satan usually. Mm-hmm. Conviction comes from God. One time I got angry at my husband because he'd done something he'd promised he wouldn't do. And I blew up and got angry. And the pastor told me, he said, and I felt so guilty for it because I got angry at him. I thought, oh dear, this is just going to, this was wrong. He said, did I say anything mean? Did I say anything that wasn't true? Did I do it maliciously because I want? No, he just had broke his promise. And he said, so you have no reason. I was justified in my anger, basically, so I shouldn't have to feel guilty because I wasn't unforgiving, I wasn't hateful. But there's a difference. You think about, is it really guilt or is it, conviction? And then when you decide which it is, then you fix it however.
Yeah. Joyce, my husband took my car and traded it to buy him a new truck when he already had one. I'm having a hard time forgiving him. Oh my. I would kill Michael if he did that.
You'd kill him. Tara wouldn't forgive him. She'd just kill Michael.
I'm sorry. I'd be saying, see you, dude.
Yeah, that,
Once again, read Boundaries in Marriage by Cloud and Townsend, guys. It's a great book. But really, you have a marriage problem and you need to go in and get counseling because that is not okay. It is not okay.
If you're not working together, there is no couple that should not be working together. If you aren't, there's something wrong. You have to work in everything. Satan's number one thing is to tear that family apart, and that's what he gets the parents usually and spouses.
Terry, I'm in Colorado. So, hello, Christina in Sweden. Hello.
We were talking about Sweden this morning.
She said she has a hard time climbing into the truck. She cried and said not to, but all he could say was, sorry, I got something I wanted. Oh, man. Honey, please go get some counseling. If he's spending $100,000 or even $70,000 on a truck and you can't even get into it, that is just plain lack of disregard for your... For disregard for you.
Yeah.
That is not okay.
Part of it too is, I guess I wouldn't put up with it. I don't believe in divorce. I really don't believe in divorce.
But the Bible doesn't say you can't be separated.
But you can be separated. And I just would not put up with that type of thing. Even like my husband, I told him when we first were married, I said, if you ever were the least bit abusive to me in any way, speaking, talking, physically, anything, I said, you have to sleep at night sometimes, and I can take a frying pan or two before to your head. It was that simple.
Mike said,
I never had any trouble.
Mike on the show the other day said, call the police and tell them you subdued the suspect. Yeah.
I know we're laughing and joking, and
but
it's serious.
Not.
And you have to just kind of, part of it's your attitude that I'm not going to allow anybody to treat me like that. You just can't.
Patty, is Etsy worth it? Okay. I'm not going to do a video on it, and I'll tell you the short of it. If you don't already have a following, Etsy is not going to do any good. You have to have a following to get people there because it's the marketing that sells the product. If you just put your product on there, it's not going to sell itself. You have to sell it. Tasha, the Tightwad Gazette. Yes, actually, that is how I came up with the idea for Dining on a Dime, because she said in there that everyone wanted her to write a frugal cookbook, and she didn't like to cook, so I said, well, I'll do it.
So she talked with her a lot when we were first starting
I actually
to do the
talked
book.
to Amy, yeah. How do I move on? I love him. Joyce, you got to get counseling. Really, read the boundary books. You got to get counseling. You can't move on until you get it dealt with.
Would you want your daughter to live with somebody like that? What advice would you give her if you knew somebody was treating your daughter like that?
Yeah.
My 18-year-old son made gifts out of your cookbook. Oh, that is cool.
Yay, Bonnie, you may have a car soon. Good job. That's wonderful. In the the UK that can't get dehydrated anything. You know, just use what you have where you're at. If you can't get dehydrated stuff in the UK, then don't use it. How do you get so much done on low energy? We just keep going until we collapse?
Yeah, what was it? This morning we were doing something. I said, okay, I've got to go in there for 15 minutes to lay down, you know.
Yeah.
And so I went in there and laid down, and then I got up and I did some more. It looks like we have lots of energy. As a matter of fact, Tara said, okay, do you want to lay down now before we start this? And I said, no, we can go ahead and do it, because this is a little bit more relaxed. When I do penny pinching and like we do the live streams, I'm having to think of tips and ideas really that I'm not prepared for, and it wears me out a little bit more. But this type of stuff, we're just talking to you pretty much, and I can talk without thinking normally.
Except I can't get links in. Okay, go to livingonadime.com and click on the store John, and that is where you can find our cookbook. I don't know why it's lagging so much. Hey Jack, why don't you get off the internet for me for a minute, please?
Oh, did you say your granddaughter liked her soap, Joanne? That's cool.
Oh, yeah, I'm so glad she liked it.
And she's only 8. That's
wow.
cool that she liked it. But you know, little girls love stuff like that. They do.
Diana, it will probably be a spiral bound paperback like this one. How long have we had this site? Terry, it will be 20 years in 2019, so 18 years. We've had it. Yes. I love cold and snow, Patricia. I'll take it any day.
Frankie, we're just saying, throw out your questions. We decided, Tara and I were sitting here, we're kind of tired, and I said, well, let's just pop on for a few minutes, you know, just for something different to talk to everybody, because we don't get to see your comments a lot of times when we're doing the live stream. Suzanne,
she says her $300 to $400 for her husband trucker is cost of eating out on the road besides what I send him in a cooler. Wow, that's expensive. But, you know, if it's part of the job and he doesn't have another way to fix food, can he not put a microwave in his truck? I mean, I would do something like that.
Take a cooler or something. Let's see, did Tracy ask how to get the book? Go to livingonadime.com.
I'm trying to put the links in here, but it's not working very well.
And it has store, and you can get it real easy from there, from livingonadime.com and store.
Yep. What books do we have? We have 49 books and ebooks. So we have several cookbooks, and then we have several, this is our only print book. Dining on a Dime is our only print book, and then we have 48 ebooks that are like how to meal plan, how to get organized, and then various topics like how to save on Christmas and Valentine's Day and that kind of thing.
And I know I'm pushing the books, but our ebooks are just as chock full, you know, as what, like this here is 2 of our ebooks, or 1.
Yeah, 2.
Do they get the whole set?
Yeah, you get a set of 3, but
this is what we just, I mean, it's a lot. We've got a ton of information in all of our ebooks, just like in dining. We just don't seem to push it quite as much. So
yeah. The Excellent Wife, Frankie says, is a good marriage book also. You might check that out. Hello, Christina. It's 10 o'clock at night. Wow. Yay. Brenda, I'm reducing my days at work due to illness, and I'm using your book to support my new income. Yay! If you are producing a new book, I can't wait to see your advice. Hold on. We found a house, and we're trying to see if they have internet.
She's leaving me stranded here, so let's see. If I can figure out how to scroll down here, guys.
No, she's not.
She's not stranded, Nan. Oh, there's a handsome one back again. Oh, that's funny, Dora. You told your husband the same thing 55 years ago. I told my son the same thing about that. You better not take it, you know, be abusive to me, because I would hit him over the head at night because he had to go to sleep. I told my son, when my husband left, my son was about 6 foot at that time, and he ended up being 6'3". And I thought, if I don't set some boundaries right here, I'm going to be in trouble with my husband being gone and out of the house. That, you know, some teenage boys can get smart mouth. I was so blessed I didn't have that. But I told him, I said, Buster, I said, you don't ever try anything with your mom, because you have to sleep sometime at night. And Mom knows how to use a 2 before. And it was so funny years later after he got married. He said, you know, Mom, I actually believed you might come after me with the 2x4. So he said, I didn't want to even chance it at all. So it was funny. Let's see. I scroll. I'm figuring out how to scroll. Oh, Trinity. Yeah. You know, situations like that, God, I don't think expects us to stay in abusive situations. You can separate without divorcing. And especially if there's an abusive situation, I really do advise that. And go in for lots, find a good counselor. You may have to go to 2 to 3 to find a good one. So that's really awful. Tracy, why don't you try refreshing if you're having trouble hearing? Gail, I'm not a counselor. I did train before I got sick to do family counseling, but I've not officially ever done counseling. No, I just... it's just things I've been through, you know, and stuff like that. So, let's see. Yeah, try refreshing, Tracy. No, Julie, I haven't heard of the Uber Frugal. Let's see. Yeah, Tasha, that is the truth, isn't it? I learned the hard way. I know, that is the
Another
truth.
one bites the dust.
No more new help.
Sorry.
One of us needs to lose what...
Okay, let's see. Did you do Jennifer?
I did. No, I didn't. I was just getting to Jennifer.
I am on a tear for getting rid of clutter recently. I even have kids getting involved. Yay!
Oh, good. It's always nice when somebody actually uses the information.
Amy says she's proud of herself. In the last 2 weeks, she hasn't used the dryer. Good job.
Oh,
she's using dryer whack.
It'll
What
be
did you-
interesting, Amy, to see how much you saved that in the month.
Brenda, what did you do with all the gifted chocolate? It
Ate
has been
it.
eaten already.
Ate it all. And I'm trying not to
No,
feel
you-
guilty that I ate a whole tray almost and took it away from my grandchildren.
Ooh, Frankie says she's bought our cookbooks 3 weeks ago and it's already saved her hundreds.
Oh, thank you. You know,
Thank you. It really does
we
save
do,
you hundreds.
and that's one of our
Yeah.
guarantees is if it doesn't save you the first time you use it, you know, or we say that it will save you the cost of the book.
Terry, cooking for one. Oh boy.
Cooking for one.
I'll just cut everything down.
Yeah, you know, it's the same. I use the same principles, the same tips as I do for when I had a family. I just cut everything in a quart, you know, like in a fourth or whatever,
Yeah.
and use less.
And it's like Tasha said, you know, we'll make like Maid Rights in here or Sloppy Joes or whatever, and we'll, you can break it up and put it into little freezer bags and freeze those and have those later, so you can make one and then eat it later.
But you know what I find about singles is a lot of times they don't realize you can cut a recipe down by fourths, even down to 1/8 if you need to. I used to use 2 to 3 cans of tomato soup to make our spaghetti. You know, now I use a half a can. What I do is I use tomato soup to make my tomato sauce is what I'm saying. But what I'll do is I'll take and half the can I'll have tomato soup for lunch. Then I'll take the other half a can and add spices to it and simmer it the rest of the afternoon. And then I've got spaghetti for dinner.
Farmer Mima, hello. Joyce said she told her husband she fixes his food, so he better be careful how he treats her. There you go.
Oh, Kelly, you're sick. I hope you feel better, Kelly. It's been going around here for different people.
She also warned him that everything we own is 50% hers. Is it worth giving up 50% of his business, etc.? Yeah, that's true. Stormy, I don't think I'll go back and show Mom the apron.
I haven't seen it.
Hello, Louise. Ooh, Suzanne decluttered the last of her kitchen. Yay!
Way to go.
Did you buy a bunch of cookbooks for Christmas? Is that what you're saying, Lisa? Or
Oh,
chocolate?
Denise, are you kidding? Today is National Chocolate Day.
Is it really?
We need to celebrate. What can we do? You can buy any more chocolate.
We can't eat chocolate because we've already eaten it all.
We can
Kelly,
get more.
I'm putting the link in, but if you can't see it, sometimes you have to wait till the show's over. livingonadime.com, click on the store. That is our Dining on a Dime cookbook.
You can tell who loves the chocolate more.
I didn't eat it.
I know I know, but she's not near as excited that it's chocolate day as what I am. Not near as excited.
Lisa, the gun soaps were a huge hit. Yay!
Oh,
I'm so
good.
glad.
Kelly,
Sandy,
did you tell Kelly how to get the book?
Yes, I put a link
Okay.
in. livingonadime.com, Dining on a Dime cookbook. livingonadime.com, click on the store. Sandy says her grocery bills are crazy. You need a book. It will save you.
Yeah.
Frankie, this cookbook is not only amazing recipes, but it brought my son into the kitchen with me to help and bond and appreciate what we make so much since we've made it. Sometimes we can get so ungrateful for the food we have because we can get it so quickly. You are right.
And you know what? Kids seem to enjoy our book. And young men, boys like 18, 19, 20, love our cookbook for some weird reason. I never expected that when we wrote it.
Patricia, we looked all over for bath bombs for my daughter. She wanted so bad because not feeling good. Can't find anywhere. Patricia, on my Etsy store, I still have some bath bombs listed if you're still looking for them. And there's some yummy flavors on there. So if you want some bath bombs, here's my Etsy store. And as soon as Mom leaves, I'm going to be doing soap and bath bombs again. Going to be starting to do that. Speaking of aprons, where's a good place to buy them? Suzanne, wherever you can get it cheap. Thrift stores is what we do.
Yeah, I saw one at the thrift store that was brand new in the package, just a plain white one for $1.99, I think, the other day.
Danielle, you can use this cookbook at any grocery store. We have had it for 20 years, and we have had Aldi's for 10 of those years. We've had Kroger for 10 of those years. We had Rose Hours in Idaho. We had Dillon's in Kansas. We had King Soopers in Colorado. We had Aldi in Kansas. We had Save a Lot. We had Big Lots even. We used some recipes out of here with just their, I've bought stuff at Big Lots before even, which there's more canned stuff, not fresh. But, Brenda, try the meals in a jar. I've been using them when I come home tired. Very good. Saving lots of money. Good. Is there a list in the cookbook of must-haves for the pantries? Yes. Brenda, it is on page... Well, let me see. Where'd it go? Hold on.
But when she gives you the pantry list, take this as a general guideline and then
19.
and then get what you use for your family mostly. You know, you may have to
19,
adjust it.
20, and 21.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have a pantry list on our website at Living on a Dime, but I don't have time to go grab that link. So go to livingonadime.com, do pantry list on the search on the top right, and you will find it.
She said, who was it said that we hold our hands just the same? Linda did.
Lots of cheap meals have pasta, but my husband doesn't like pasta. We don't eat pasta either. We hate pasta. Well, we don't hate it, but we just, nobody eats it in our family.
I use it sometimes for spaghetti, but I don't use a lot of pasta.
I'm telling you.
But mashed potatoes, you know, aren't that rice? Rice, there's nothing for, you know, you can use rice. And
I make every dinner for $5 or less. That includes roast, beef stroganoff, cheeseburger rolls, chicken and rice.
Mm-hmm.
We have chicken fried steak. All of those. You don't need pasta for any of those for cheap meals.
Yeah.
$5 or less, and that feeds 6 of us. A new diabetic? No, probably not, Joy. Unfortunately, it's too specific.
Christina, you're eating chocolate while you're watching us. Thanks a lot for rubbing it in.
Diana, love your cookbook. It's great for making things from scratch. Yay. My husband is healthier. Here's the thing. You don't need a diabetic cookbook.
No.
You need to just watch how much food you're eating and the kinds of food you're eating. And so I was on a diabetic diet when I was pregnant with Mr. Cute Stuff here. And he was so worth it. And I still used all the recipes in Dining on a Dime. So anyway.
You know, we had, and on that same note, I've said this before, we had a lady call in, and she said, I'm on a diabetic diet, and this diet, and that. She listed about 6 different things that she had to stay away from and be careful of. And she said, I don't think your cookbook is going to work for me at all. It's just not going to work. Well, then, it was the same day, another lady emailed you or something, and she said, I love your cookbook.
I'm on a dairy-free, gluten-free,
diabetic.
We had,
and she said, your book works so good because the recipes are so simple. They're easy to adjust and adapt to any type of diet, is what she said. So it just depends.
Michelle, what do you want to be handy and creative for? I mean, what are you wanting to do? We can help you. I'm not, people say I'm handy and creative, but I just look at Pinterest stuff. And,
I am not handy or creative, zero. The only reason I make an apron is because I can't afford to buy them. So I took basic sewing. I don't even like to sew at all, even though I quilt. I should show them. We'll show them.
Oh, yeah, you can go get it if you want.
Now?
Yeah.
You know what
Tasha, we don't have a list of things to stock up in certain times of year because really that has changed, and I don't find that stuff is on sale like it used to be before. Okay, go hold the other side for Nan so she can show everybody her
You want to
quilt.
stand over here?
Okay, here's
So,
Nan's quilt.
talking about create.
Careful.
Can you hold it up really high so they can see? I think we got it wrong, but that's okay. We got it a little long ways for you to see it. I took basic sewing. I haven't done any quilting classes. I just looked on YouTube. I read books. I don't do it good. I don't do it really well. I just started, and when I first started, I did it horrible. But I think part of it is just practicing. Even Tara with her soap. Thank you, my handsome.
Yeah.
It's just part of it. If you want to do something, are interested, go on YouTube. Learn how you can watch on YouTube and learn how to knit. Anything like that. So,
Pamela, here is Dining on a Dime cookbook right there. 1,200 recipes and tips to save you money. Hundreds and hundreds.
Denise, we must have the same taste buds because I could live off mashed potatoes too. Nothing tastes better than mashed potatoes and butter.
Barbara, I don't buy a roast for $5 or less. I buy a roast for $10 to $15, and I make 3 to 5 meals out of it, so that each meal is $5 or less.
Yeah.
Did you start the site together, Terry? Sort of, a little bit, kind of. It was actually my idea, and
but then I wrote a lot of the posts for the site.
But then,
and I did the newsletter for years.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like a combined.
It started out as my thing, and then Mom kind of pushed her way in.
Oh, listen to you. Mom, I need a recipe for blankety blank.
So this is like Mom and my grandma and my great grandma's recipes.
Yeah.
So we put everybody's in there. When we buy shampoo, we write the date on the bottom. When it's empty, we know how much we use in a month. And we just lost our
our comments.
So, let's see, where are we? Jack, can you go tell Dave to get off the internet for me, please?
Oh, here we are.
Jack is feeling better. Yes, he is feeling a little bit better. Yeah, everybody can do something. Christina's right, Michelle. You may not be good at craftsy things. She says she's not very good at stuff. Well, you're good at something. Everybody's good at something. So even though you're not good at craftsy stuff or cooking or whatever, and you don't need to be good at cooking with dining because it's just simple. I mean, you guys see the shows. It takes me 5 minutes to make these meals. So,
and you have to be careful because I'll go to a quilt guild thing or something, and these gals will get up and show their quilts, and they're like, they should be in an art museum. They're so beautiful. And I can feel kind of intimidated and think, well, I'm not even going to bother to try to do my quilts anymore. I finally got to the point is this giving me pleasure? Do I enjoy doing it? Then just do it, even if it's not perfect, or just do something simple and fun. And even my quilts, I don't particularly love doing the quilting, but I like to give stuff away sometimes, so I'll make the stuff up. But
Missouri Star Quilts is a great YouTuber to check for starting.
Yes.
On quilts.
And Fawns and Porter's another good one.
Michelle, you can get the cookbook online at livingonadime.com in the store. Jack is cracking me up. I should have known I buy and divide meats to stretch your meals. Yes, that's exactly what I do. Because when you go to make meals, I don't calculate how much it costs me to buy the ingredients for that meal, because 9 times out of 10, literally, I'll use the sour cream for another meal. I'll use the roast for another meal. I'll use, I don't use a whole onion. So I don't calculate that in.
If I pick the chicken off the bones to use for, say, in a chicken casserole, I will take those bones in and throw them in and boil them and make chicken soup, noodle soup. So that's taking very cheap chicken and making 2 meals out of it, and just...
So Cherry wants to know, when you're battling fibromyalgia, how do you handle the meds they give you? They give me a string of meds due to other health issues, but it keeps me so tired. How do you get your energy up? You're not going to get it up until you're off the medicine. No. I'm sorry, you're not. I don't take anything but some supplements, because the antidepressants they kept putting me on, the painkillers they kept putting me on, the Lyrica, the Cymbalta, all that stuff, It just messed with me, and it's better to just deal with the fibromyalgia than to have to deal with the medication.
Because you're dealing with two types of things a lot of times.
Suzanne, I will post this on YouTube, hopefully. I think I will. Yes, so we are on here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4:30 Mountain, 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday live. We just kind of popped in since Mom
we thought it would be
here.
fun just to, we were taking a little bit of break, and I never get to see your comments when I'm doing the live stream, so I thought it would be fun just to pop in and say hi to everybody.
So I'm sad. I found a house for us last night here in Colorado, and they don't have internet. It's out in the country, quiet. So, Willow, do you have a list of supplements you take? I don't take any medication for my fibromyalgia. I take painkillers. I rotate between Aleve and aspirin and Tylenol. I rotate through those. I take B12, helps me with energy.
We both take Alka-Seltzer.
If I take an Alka-Seltzer when I'm having a really bad time, it helps perk me up and makes me feel better. But you can't take that if you've already taken a painkiller, really. You got to be careful with that. You need to, because it has aspirin in it. I take NADH for energy for me. I take, right now they said that my testosterone is low, so I'm taking some extra vitamin C and alpha-lipoic acid for that. And I take BH4. I take a lot of supplements, but you know, it keeps me up. Kimberly, how did you get diagnosed? I went to the doctor and she pushed on the tender points, and that's how I know. I can diagnose somebody with fibromyalgia now because I know where all the tender points are.
Yeah.
Rebecca, have you used acupuncture for your fibromyalgia? Yes, and it made it worse for me. It helped some people, but it made me a whole lot. I mean, to the point where I thought I was going to have to go to the hospital.
I thought I was going to die when I had the
really bad.
acupuncture.
I won't even go
was
close
really
to it.
bad.
I do massage, though. And Mike used to rub me while we were watching a movie, and now we go get a massage. We found a lady that's really cheap, $40, and that really helps. And I also got a percussion massager from Walmart, and I beat my legs and my hips every night, and that's been helping a lot. My plantar fasciitis.
I wish you guys could sit here in the living room listening to her scream. It's just like...
My plantar fasciitis was so bad, I was about ready to get a wheelchair. I really was. I got this percussion massager 10 days ago, and every day for 2 to 3 hours, I've been running it on my calves and my feet. And yesterday is the first day I was able to walk without pain. So,
and, you know, listen to what she said. She finally was able to walk without pain. Some of this stuff you have to try for a while to see if it's going to work for you. Give it a good chance, you know.
Yeah, it took me 10 days with the percussion massager, and every time my foot hurt, I would just go in and massage it. Lyrica made me gain weight. Tasha, I've had the same problem. Yeah. I can't get it off. I went to the doctor. She said my testosterone low, and that's probably why even though I'm not eating anything, I'm gaining the weight. Now, I've been eating over Christmas, but I'm going to go back on my diet again here. So, Rocio. Oh, were you the one that had the husband who thought you might be able to fix our truck? I think he was a mechanic. If so, would you Facebook message me, please? In the past, I've decluttered a lot in my house and love the feeling. Little by little, my house started to get cluttered again. It feels harder now to find things to get rid of. I do have a container for things to get rid of, and I do need to do more. It feels stuck.
Oh, way to go. Good. And doesn't it feel good? That's the main thing I don't think people understand, the feeling that you get when you get the decluttering done and under control.
Just tell yourself, I'm finding one thing to get rid of today. You know, I'm finding one shirt, one pair of pants that I don't wear. And then once you start just doing one, then you're like, well, wait, do I need this? Well, I don't really need that. Do I really like this mug?
It's like it snowballs, kind of like, so.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Claire from Australia.
Oh, she feels like we're family.
I know, we are family. You and I are.
Oh, wait. Teresa, I tried moringa and it did nothing for me. So, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Willow. You're sick for Christmas. Crystal, I like Alka-Seltzer, but my family won't drink it. My family doesn't drink Alka-Seltzer either. I'm the only one. The massager. Let me go over and check and see if I can get it real quick. I don't know if I can. My internet's running really slow. Oh, actually we can. Okay, let's see if we can find it here.
Yours is slow, isn't it? There.
Well, the boys were on it, and we're having problems with our modem.
Oh.
So, again, for the 3,000th time. Okay, so there's a ton of different ones, but this is the one that I got here. This is an affiliate link, so if you buy it, we get a small portion, but it's not, I mean, we get like 5 cents. But, hey, all those 5 cents add up. If I can get the link here. Here it is. Okay, here is the massager that I am using, and I just run it on my foot and my calf 1 to 2 hours a day over like 10 to 15, 20-minute increments over the day. I don't think the liquid gel, Tasha, Alka-Seltzer is the same.
No.
It's not the same. It's the baking soda, citric acid,
There's
and
something
aspirin
about
combination.
just the regular old
Yeah.
Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah, so, yeah, hey guys, yeah, we were looking for somebody to fix our flywheel and our pickup, and I may drive it back to Mom. She's got a mechanic, but we don't have a mechanic here. Let's see, Barbara, talking about decluttering. My husband has an old dresser and coffee table and matching tables from the 60s that serve no purpose in our little house that he refused to get rid of because they once belonged to his parents. I don't know how to convince him to sell them and get more space. Our house is very small and they're just taking up space.
I'm laughing because Michael had a chest he loved too very, very much that we moved from state to state to state for a long time. It's I don't know how Michael finally released that thing. Do you remember how he did?
He got tired of moving it.
He got tired of moving it.
And it didn't work very well either.
It just takes
I
a
don't know.
light bulb moment. Otherwise, it's hard to get a mood to move that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Kelly, I decluttered my life by breaking up with my longtime boyfriend a month ago. Very abusive abusive verbally and psychologically. That is not okay. Good for you.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you're married to him, it's not okay. You need to stop that.
Yeah.
That is not okay. Laura, Alka-Seltzer gives you energy. I never knew that. Well, sort of. It's hard to explain. Just try it if you have fibromyalgia or chronic fatigue syndrome.
It can't hurt you.
Try it
Yeah.
and see if it works for you. But yeah, it perks me up when I'm having a flare.
It does.
What kind of Alka-Seltzer is good for pain? The old-fashioned blue plain Alka-Seltzer that has baking soda, citric acid, and aspirin in it. Just the regular old blue. I get the Equate at Walmart for super cheap.
Use a cheap one.
Just do that.
I don't know that it gives you energy, but it does something to, and it doesn't really even get rid of the pain. It just, I don't know what, it's hard to explain what it does.
Yeah. Amy, you may have just fibromyalgia makes you really tired also. So, yeah. Karen wants to know, you're so slim. What is your secret?
Who, me?
Yes.
Well, I don't, I don't really have a secret. I just don't eat. I think my biggest thing is I don't graze all the time, or I notice I go to this, I go to a certain ladies meeting and I'll notice that the ladies, they're all on special diets, gluten-free, all these different types of diets, or I'm on a sugar-free diet, and we have all this good food sitting out on the counter for us to snack on. Well, I will go in and I will probably take one cookie and eat it, with my coffee, and then maybe an hour later I'll get me another cookie, where I notice the other gals, I don't think they even realize they're doing it. They're taking 2 to 3 cookies, maybe a brownie, and something else, and they're eating it, and then 30 minutes later they're going back, and getting more. And I notice they don't even realize they're automatically going over and eating that stuff. And I think that's part of it. I just, if I'm going to have a cookie, I'm going to have one cookie. And even if I'm having chocolate, chocolate's a different category, but I just don't inhale food all the time and constantly. I eat a regular meal.
I'm eating my peppermint.
Yeah, as you eat your pepper. But really, how many times do you think people take without
Although I'm
thinking?
doing it because I've got a cold, so I can keep talking.
Without thinking, people just kind of pick at food all the time. So I don't eat it. I just eat normal balanced meal, Nothing special at all. I'm on no special gluten, nothing, free diet.
Brandy says, you ladies inspire me to do better financially and make me more aware of my spending. Yay!
You know, I hope you will do it, Brandy, because it makes a difference in the way people feel, and that's what the best part I like about it.
Rebecca, big goal for spring, decluttering. Should I feel guilty that I prefer donating all versus selling some stuff? No! Get rid of it.
No.
If you have to put it in the trash, get it out of your house.
Yeah.
And I know people are going to send me all kinds of emails, but guys, if you have a problem with it and you cannot let it go, you need to let it go.
Yeah.
And this is a perfect example. My family is hoarders on my father's side.
Oh, thanks. I'm glad you clarified that.
And they are hoarders. And they have a serious problem with holding on to things. And I had a discussion with my aunt the last time she came to visit. And I said something about putting, I don't remember what it was. It was something that could have been donated or used for something else, and I was putting it in the trash, and she was horrified. And I said, you know what? I said, this family has a problem with holding on to things, and I purposely, every now and then, will throw a perfectly good item away in the trash just so that I'm okay with getting rid of it.
Yeah.
And I am not, how do I say, I'm not, I'm trying to think of the words, but I don't try to just throw away good things all the time. But I think if you have a problem with throwing things away, you need to purposely throw some things away. Even if it's a pair of pants that could be, you know, let's say they have a stain on them and you would send them to the Goodwill. Throw them away if they have a stain on them, because you need that sense of letting it go, and it's okay to do that.
But I'm wondering, she says she prefers donating it instead of selling and getting the money for it, is what I think she's saying too.
But what I'm saying is, on top of that, for the people who have a trash problem, because people, they'll store this stuff and say, oh, I need to sell it. No, you don't.
And you don't realize that you have emotional, not you personally, but a lot of people who are hoarders, that they have emotional problems, and they're trying to fix the emotional problems with physical things. It's not going to work. It's like being in a desert and you're dying of thirst, and somebody comes up to you and says, well, let me give you a hug and I'm going to fix what's wrong with you. No, I need a drink of water, not a hug, because a hug is an emotional thing, and you need a physical thing. And the same way with this, you need just the opposite. You know, you need an emotional thing fixed when you have a problem with hoarding. But, you know, don't feel guilty about donating this stuff. I think in my own way, I don't have the money to give as much as I would love to give to organizations and charities. I give as much as I can, but I want to give more. So when I donate things, I feel like that's my way of helping a little bit too, you know, by giving them the money. Or
Linda,
that stuff.
why have you moved so many times? I have moved 17 times since high school 27 years ago, because I just keep trying to improve our housing situation, and part of that was moving to houses that we could afford, moving to different parts of the country when my husband was laid off so that we could afford it. We've been moving up in houses during that time.
And another thing is, with our chronic illness, she was in Texas for a while. That was too much for her. So then we moved to Idaho to help with our physical problems, hoping the heat and that wouldn't be so bad. But then we missed her brother in Kansas, and they needed help, so we moved there, type of thing.
Yeah.
And
Claire says she's moved so much she won't have anything left when she's dead. There you go. That's the goal. That's the goal. Denise, my parents never decluttered. I hope by the time I'm 75, I will downsize. Denise, don't wait till you're 75. Do it now.
Yeah.
Get going now. Amy, do I need to keep my bacon grease in the fridge? I've always kept mine on the stove. I keep it in the fridge, Amy.
You know, I keep mine in the fridge, but years ago, I know my aunts and my mom and other people kept a special container right there on their stove that they just kept the bacon grease in, but they used it every day, and so it got refreshed, you know, all the time. So I don't know if that's what makes a difference or not, but I do keep mine in the fridge just
Bye,
because.
Brenda. Thank you for joining us.
Bye, Brenda.
Andrea, I learned to just not buy so much stuff. Yes. Now, I will say, I don't refuse free stuff, and I'll tell you why. Because when you refuse free stuff, then people stop offering it to you. So what I do is I accept.
Sometimes you might need that.
And it
free
might
stuff.
be something that I want or need.
Yeah.
So I accept the free stuff, and the stuff I don't need goes straight into my Goodwill pile.
Yeah.
So that is one thing I do. Thank you for emailing me. Rocio, I will check that. No, I don't donate used, ripped stuff like that.
Don't do that. You know, your people that receive donated goods, a lot of them are in situations that are kind of depressing. What's the word I want? You know, it hurts your confidence. You know, you low self-esteem when you're in these situations, and then for you to receive goods from people that are ripped and torn and no good, that makes you feel even worse. We, at one point, we didn't have hardly anything, and there was a woman that said, "Oh, I've got these clothes that would fit you if you want to come and pick some out." And she had, it was a rack like I can't even describe. It was probably 20 feet long rack full of stuff, full of clothes she'd saved for years. Some of it was really nice stuff, but she took us up there and she said, "Okay, you can pick out of this section because I can't wear this section, and it's not any good anymore, and it's out of style," and that type of thing. And these clothes were like 20 years, ugly clothes out of style. And she said, "So you can have this, you know, in other words, this is all I'm going to let you have." And it was really demoralizing is what it is. So give nice things. You know, give something equal that you would have your family wear.
Yeah. Susan, I'm thinking about making a baby outfit for dear ones at the hospital that pass away. Need to find a simple pattern. I would just do something like a...
You know, I would Google it because our church does that, and that's really, that's a area or ministry that a lot of people don't know about. But I would Google pattern. If you Google it, I think they find patterns by Googling it like that. Just Google and see.
Rocio, get rid of things of guilt and sad attachments makes you feel relieved. Yes. Stop keeping things from family members that are not productive members of your family. When every time you look at it, all it does is make you mad or angry.
Yeah. It's like I told Michael with all of his pictures, I said, if you want, keep 2 pictures for each one of the kids, just in case at some point they would want something of their grandparents, and tuck those away. But you don't have to keep anything more, you know, really.
No, So, yeah, so Mike's gone through, I've gone through most of I went through my stuff a long time ago, but, I mean, I have, like, my grandmother's stuff here, but, like I said...
But you use that, you know, she likes all of that.
Yeah, like I said in one of our organizing videos today, if my house burned down, I wouldn't want to deal with the insurance and all that. I get that, and everybody be okay. But what I'm saying is, if my house burned down and all my stuff was gone, I really wouldn't care. I mean, there's a few things like pictures and stuff like that I wouldn't want to be gone. But all of this stuff...
As long as you guys are safe, that's what would be most important to you, is what you're trying to...
Yeah.
You're not attached to anything particular.
Yeah. So, like, Marcia, this is not hard to clean. It's not by my stove. It's not by my sink or anything. It doesn't get sprayed. Once a year, I take it off the wall, wash it down. It takes me like 10 minutes. It's not hard. And it brings me pleasure. I like old things. So this is an example of using things that you have that bring you pleasure. It's not just clutter on the wall. I like old-timey stuff.
And she looks at it and she talks about it all the time. She'll mention it for, you know, to us for different things.
Yeah. And this is all my great-grandma's and my grandma's kitchen utensils from them. So
what we're talking about getting rid of is not things that you use, not things that you like and that you're enjoying. You keep that stuff. Get rid of the stuff that you don't use, that you don't like. Then you can enjoy that other stuff more so even, because you're not worn out with taking care of the stuff you don't like.
Yeah, so Andrea, I like all the vintage stuff, and I think it's pretty cool. So, yeah, but if it was gone, I wouldn't want to deal with the insurance company and all that. But, I mean, I wouldn't just cry over it. So, Tasha, my husband's grandparents made a little album for us with photos. Oh, yeah, that's a nice one to have from when he was growing up. Denise, can you give us tips on how to handle being one who is charged with digitizing elderly parents' boxes and boxes of old folders and newspaper clips to hand down in digital for the children and grandchildren? Denise, don't do it if you can't do it.
Yeah,
Pass
if you
it on to
can't do
someone
it.
else.
But if you need ideas to do it, I would first of all go through them, get rid of all the stuff that doesn't have anything of the grandparents' pictures. You know, the grandparents have pictures of their friends or something like that. Get rid of as much as you can. And, you know, maybe even just divide it up into sections, something like that. Get somebody to help you with it if you can.
Yeah. And don't feel guilty if you can't do it.
Yeah, and you don't need to do all of it. You don't need to do all of it. Just get some of the best ones, the stuff that looks the best, and just do a little bit of it.
Amy lost a lot of stuff in 2 floods. That's a good way to declutter. Yes, it is, Amy.
You know, you say clean only once a year. Oh my, that's gross. But you know, it makes a difference because, like, my house I had before, a couple of houses before I lived in this one, things would get gross and grimy and dirty within a couple of weeks. The newer houses like this, you don't have the same amount of dust. Like she said, it's not by the kitchen stove. She probably hasn't cleaned these for a long time. There's nothing on them. You know, there's absolutely, and that's another thing. Don't clean anything once a year just for the sake of cleaning it.
I only clean it when I see
clean
dust
it when it's dirty. You may think that's gross because you only clean it once a year, but why clean it once a year if it's not even dirty, you know?
Yeah. So, okay, guys, that looks like we caught up on the questions. Check out our Dining on a Dime cookbook. The link is in the description below.
And if we don't talk to you, it's because I can't see all the comments and everything, guys, you know, on the live stream.
Yeah, we may have missed some. So, anyway, thank you for joining us. We'll be back at 4:30 Mountain tomorrow, 6:30 Eastern on Living on a Dime on YouTube and Facebook. So, anyway, we will see you guys later.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye.
Oops. I guess we got to get up. Hold on. I got to get up.
You got to get up to go turn us off. We're still on.
So
Good thing I didn't start picking my nose or anything, huh?